Hey, Knicks Nation, how you doing? This is Sincere from Sincere Knicks Fan 34. How are you doing? Me, I'm feeling pretty good because our New York Knicks went out there and did their thing, 136 to 110 against the Indiana Pacers. We're going to get and talk about it in just a moment, you know what I'm saying? But just before we go and do that, if you have not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share. Let's make this thing happen. And please comment. Hit that notification button so you can go and get all the latest information, you know what I'm saying, from this podcast and make this thing happen, all right? All right, back to the show. So the whole thing is this. We didn't have our main guy, Jalen Brunson. And it seemed like we did quite all right without him. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying we don't need Jalen Brunson. We do need Jalen Brunson. But we, as a collective, did very well. Karl-Anthony Towns had 22 points, 11 rebounds. OG Anunoby had 26 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Alvarado had 16 points, 10 assists, 2 steals. And then my man Josh Hart comes through and decides he's going to show out while his boy on the sideline. 33 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He probably like sitting there like, Jalen who? We don't need it for tonight. You know, again, we need him. I'm just saying, for that night, we didn't need him. All right. So the idea basically was we really executed well offensively. I got to give it up. When it came to that ball movement, the threes, man, they were falling. And the field goal percentage was ridiculous. 54% from the field as a team. Now, the 3-point, it was more like 41 at the end, but at one point, it looked like almost every shot for both teams. For both Indiana and the Knicks, it seemed like they could almost not miss. You know what I'm saying? And the shots that actually did miss was like you was like, oh man, I can't believe that they missed. It was an entertaining game. It would have been, in my opinion, it would have been a better game with better defense. I like that defense a lot. I like getting in people's face, getting the grill. You know what I'm saying? They turn people over, getting them easy turnovers, and getting to the easy layups, dunks, all that kind of stuff. We did do well when it came to ball movement, body movement. We did incredibly well. And I think this is something we can build off of. Not just because the idea, like it's Indiana. Yes, it's big because it's Indiana. I recognize that, you know, their point guard is not there. I can't remember his name right now. You know what I'm saying? Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton is not there. But the thing is, one thing I knew for certain was that the New York Knicks was going to get the best effort out of Indiana. So even though Indiana is more likely to get a lottery pick than a playoff position, we played very well, and I knew that Indiana was going to give their best effort. So just from a conference rivalry standpoint, the history of the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers, I knew there was going to be some energy. You know, there's going to be people feeling a certain way. You know what I'm saying? As players, as a fan base, both the Knicks and the Indiana Pacers, there was going to be a certain level of oomph in the game, and it did not disappoint. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just appreciative of the fact that, yeah, we were able to execute better offensively as a team. And I've been talking about that ad nauseum, right? But to see that the guys were moving with a certain level of unity, you know, like it wasn't disjointed. It wasn't like what's going on? Like, why isn't things moving smoother? There was a better flow. There was a better pace. Pardon the pun, to the game, and the idea was we were able to execute. Now, again, like I said, when it comes to defense, I would have been better if we would have put the same level of effort on the defensive end of the ball. But it's a thing to see, and I hope that Jalen Brunson sees it as well. The idea that he doesn't have to be the number one scorer. He doesn't have to necessarily drop 30 points every single night for the team to win. We have enough weapons, as I have said before. We have enough weapons. New York got enough weapons. Like the city itself, we got enough weapons. We ain't got to worry about anybody else, right? We only need to worry about us. And that's what they did last night. Now, the thing is, like I said, Indiana, you know, they were trying their best to give us everything they got. And I truly believe they got everything out there that they had. But again, the New York Knicks is just a better team. And we were able to see a little bit of everybody. We was able to see Sohan. We was able to see Diawara. We was even able to see Kolek for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He looked pretty good out there. I believe he had 5 assists. He was out there bringing that energy just as much as Alvarado was. And Alvarado is definitely, him and Hart were definitely the two people who really stood out the most throughout the course of the game outside of Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is that dude. Mitchell Robinson was doing his thing, right? So Mitchell Robinson, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson's numbers again, it's not gonna pop off the box on the box score, but his impact is real, and everyone is now recognizing that. If they haven't already, they definitely paying attention now. His impact is not squarely on points. He is a terror on the rebounds. He is a terror when it comes to rim protection. People second guess and third guess every time they go even near the rim. So having Karl-Anthony Towns be able to help with rebounding overall, Mitchell Robinson with the rebounds, Josh Hart with the rebounds, with that defensive tenacity of both OG Anunoby, even Mikal Bridges. And Mikal Bridges' shot really wasn't dropping until more towards the end, and that seems to be a trend with him. But it's a thing where you see teammates were looking for him. They're trying to get him into a rhythm. And as the game progressed, you saw that he was getting back more into a rhythm. And that's the kind of thing that I was appreciating, was that even though I would have preferred a more defensive aspect mindset, that they had more of a collective oomph trying to get everybody else involved. And I'm hoping that that's something that will continue to translate even when Brunson comes back, is the idea that, hey, look, this game could be impacted more than just Brunson being able to ball handle and create opportunities for other people. Yes, he can do that, but it's not a requirement. He can do his thing in the last few minutes of the third quarter, the fourth quarter, whatever the case may be, but it doesn't have to always rest on his shoulders, the offensive load. And I'm hoping that's the message that was sent to him. With all that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to wrap this up here. I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy with the effort that was put in there. I'm happy to see how the offense is moving smoother. Still want to see better defense, but good game, great effort. And I'm going to say this again. If you have not subscribed already, please do subscribe, like, share, comment. You know what I'm saying? Do you think the Knicks need to make a change in the lineup? Put it out there in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if there's something you'd like to see me do on the show, put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Let's go. Let's get it. All right? I'll talk to y'all later. You have a good one. Bye.